Next episode of the Everybody's Wingman podcast. Daniel, I know you're battling some allergies, so we appreciate you stepping up and playing injured. How you doing otherwise, though?
I'm doing good. Yeah, it's kind of difficult for me to talk today, but still I
Yeah,
wanted to show up and kind of give
yeah,
you
we
my take on our topic for today.
yeah. We're gonna keep it maybe short and sweeter today, guys. I mean, I like to have deeper discussions and sometimes more simple discussions. So today, we want to talk about, I guess, the importance or even just people's, or I guess, our thoughts on having friends of the opposite sex, and whether that's a good thing, bad thing, both, neither, and really just having a good, and kind of in general, having a good support system. Um, Me, myself, I have, I would say, I don't know, 3 to 5 good, really good guy friends, including Daniel here, the lovely Daniel. But I have about 3 really good female friends that I love dearly, dearly, as people, not in love with. And I don't know what I would do with them without them. I mean, one in particular, she's helped me with through a couple breakups, and I've helped her through some breakups, and but also just having that, the feminine versus the masculine that's in your life, and how sweet they can be, and they're such good nurturers. They're just more natural, better at that, and good listeners, and they can also just in general, they can give you good just female perspectives. Like when it comes to texting, I've had one
Mm.
girl, one of my friends, she literally can just unlock the code with texting with girls sometimes, and I'm like, I never would have got that. It's so astounding to me. And then last but not least, we can kind of go into this later, but social proof or pre-selection, which you guys have probably heard that, men have probably heard that term before. So yeah, Daniel, what are your thoughts on any of that? Or what are your female friends and your support system? Tell us more.
Yeah, so like you said, it's very important for human beings in general to have the social circle of people that you can rely on. And this doesn't have to be specifically a particular gender. I think there's a lot of value in having both genders, male but also female. In my personal life, I don't have as many women friends. I mean, all the women that have been close to me, I have either dated or was in, kind of became intimate with. No, so yeah, not never really kept them as a friends. They were either in a relationship with me or they weren't. However, I think that for the people that can manage to keep them as friends after you may have dated them, I think there is lots of good things about that, and I think that requires a skill also, because I don't know what you think, Shane, but after, if we've been involved with these women in relationships, it's sometimes really tricky to continue the friendship afterwards. Um, but yeah, no, I think human beings in general, again, like I said, we get a lot of benefits by having a support group and just people we can rely on, people we can talk to. And I was reading the other day how uh, just in general, even though there have been surveys about, like what people really appreciate in life at the end of it when they are older, more than the money and success or fame is the relationships that they built over time and that they can go back to when they're old. And so if you're deliberate about building up these relationships from an early age, I'm in my 30s right now, late 30s. So I think it's still a good time to start. And just like Shane said, Shane is he's a good friend of mine, and I think he's, hopefully our relationship is gonna keep on growing, and we'll be talking, for years, for all the years to come still. Um, Again, if you're lucky enough to also have relationships with women in your life, I think there is that nice balance that you get from having the opposite sex also be be part of your life. If you're a male, if you're a female, you also need to have that nice contrast by having a male friend.
Mhm. Hell yeah, man. Well said, and thank you for that as well. I agree. Um, yeah, a lot of good points there. Wow, I'm trying to remember all the things you said there. One was it can be tricky if you date someone and you want to try to stay friends with them. It can be done, but it is hard. In my experience, if you are very intimate and or maybe like there's love involved, it's probably impossible to do. But it can be done. Um, and yeah, just having a great support system in general is really important. Now, it's if someone out there doesn't have someone of the opposite sex as a friend, it's not an indictment or a curse or something that you can't still have a good life. But I think there's a lot of married men who probably don't have female friends, and that might be because of choice or maybe their wife's choice, and that's fine. But I do think it's important to have at least one opposite sex friend, if nothing else, just to bounce ideas off of, but also just keep you more. I don't know, Dan, are you familiar with the term groupthink?
No, not really.
Groupthink is basically like um, you have a team of like four people, and they meet every Wednesday and they talk about different things. Eventually, they're not going to have an outside. If they're not getting an outside perspective a lot, they're going to just really all they're going to be doing is hearing the all four of their opinions. They're not going to be hearing outside opinions, and so they're not getting other perspectives, and they might be missing things, and they kind of start to get tunnel vision in a way. So if you're a guy and you have no female friends, it might be harder to relate to women and to the feminine and understand they do work a little bit different than us. They think different than us, and they have different attractions than we do. And same as a woman, if you only have female friends and you don't have any brothers or any, I mean, I guess we all, hopefully you have like both parents in your life, and that gives you different perspectives on the male and the female. But I mean, like I say, with my female friends, they say things that I just did not think about. And so only hanging out with guys, you're only getting one side, 50%, one side of the coin. You're just missing that other side completely. And so that's kind of what I mean by groupthink. It's important to see things from different angles. And like I said, as a man, if you're down and out or you're having a rough day, but definitely if you go through like a bad breakup, lean on your female friends. They really help me out through a couple myself. And I mean, your guy friends can help too, but your female friends can just help in different ways. Um, and as a woman, your male friends can just, I don't know, they can maybe, I don't know, they can really just they get you out of your comfort zone too and teach you things that you might not have known and help you with your dating life with other men. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Like I said, I don't really have any close female friends. I know of, some women, but not like talking to them on the phone, unless, I'm seeing them, or
Yeah.
in a relationship with.
Well,
But for I mean, for single guys, if you're trying to become good with women, this advice is very useful because having women around you that you're not interested in helps you practice a little bit, and and have no attachments or cover contracts when you're interacting with these women. And so you get to see, what you're like when you don't have any expectations, and that's what makes you attractive, when you're just relaxed and just doing your thing, saying what you want to say, not trying to bone them. Then you become, you actually become very aware of how your true charismatic self is. And yeah, so that's a lesson in itself for you to, when the time comes for real dating, or for flirting with somebody that you're into, then you can go back to, oh, okay, so this is how I acted when I was with my female friends that I wasn't interested in. So maybe I can act the same with the woman that I'm attracted to. And I guarantee you'll be 100 times more attractive, just because you're having fun and having no expectations.
Yeah, well said. And one final thought I wanted to mention that I didn't think about though just now. It will help you be more comfortable around the opposite sex. Because let's face it, we all get, especially if we like somebody, we get maybe a little flustered or self-conscious around the opposite sex. But so for example, I don't have any sisters. I just had my mother, and all my friends had sisters. And whenever I would see them, or like, I'd sleep over at their house or something, and the next day at breakfast, I'd see their sister. It was just so weird to me. It was foreign. It was like an alien or something. These creatures that I just didn't know much about, and so I'd get so self-conscious and like confused. And then like in school, girls were just so different than guys, right? Than boys. And so as time has gone on, high school, college, and now post college and all that, obviously I've gotten a lot more experience with women and dated women, but now they're not scary anymore. I know that they're just humans, just like you and I. They're just a little different, but they're still humans and the same kind of people. So it'll make you become a lot less scared to approach, to talk to, interact with, ask out, and date. So it'll help men and women with their dating lives, and just, or even just socially too, like at networking events or meetup events, all kinds of things where you see other people of both sexes. So it has so many great benefits. So
Yep, you said it, man. Just
cool, man.
become comfortable being around them, and it won't be a big deal. And okay, beyond the fact that you could date these women, just look at them as human beings. They also need relationships. They also need you, so that they can, kind of experience the masculine energy that you bring to the table. So they benefit as well.
Well, and again, I like to look at this from both perspectives. So I'm going to say that everybody, people, men and women, we all have our insecurities. We all have bad days. We all get sick. We all have troubles. So just if you're a guy and you see that beautiful girl, or if you're a girl and you see that really cute, handsome guy that's charismatic, they're just both humans, and they both got stuff going on in their lives, good and bad, and don't be afraid to talk to them, and just be your authentic self, and things will shake out the way they will. So
Agreed.
cool, Daniel. Well, thanks again, man, for showing up and doing this episode.
Yeah, thank you, bro. We'll see you around. Bye bye.
All right. Good night, everybody.